Hello, fabulous Aries. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2014, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Well, last month, I advised you to strive to be honest in your love affairs and in your love dealings, because this month is when a lot of things would be coming to the surface with the full moon taking place in your opposite sign. So now here we are. And this is not just any ordinary full moon that is taking place in the middle of April. This is a full moon eclipse that is taking place. Now, if you think about an eclipse, consider the symbolism of an eclipse, okay? What happens during an eclipse is, in a lunar eclipse, is the light of the moon is eclipsed by the sun, is covered by the sun, and then slowly revealed again. Now, this is a very powerful metaphor to be happening in your opposite sign, because it does suggest that there are some things where it comes to your current situation in love that have kind of been there for a while and may have even been staring you in the face, but you hadn't fully looked at them. You hadn't fully seen them. And it is as if you are about to get a whole other perspective. It is as if a lens in your glasses and the way that you're looking at one other person is washed clean, is scrubbed clean, if you will, so that you can finally admit to yourself what it is that's been there in front of you, how it is ultimately that you really feel about this person, and whether or not you think there is potential for this to continue. What I find especially intriguing about this eclipse is, now for those of you who are not students of astrology, I apologize, I'm about to get just a little bit technical here. For those of you who are students of astrology may find this interesting, and it is the fact that this particular eclipse is essentially not aspected in any classical sense. Okay, so there are like other really sort of minor configurations playing out, minor conversations happening. But to me, I think that the most important aspects to take place to any given planet, but especially when there is a lunation like this, you really want to look at what types of conversations this moon is having with other players in the sky, because that suggests what type of inspiration is coming at you, what type of energies are you dealing with, how are you likely to handle the energy of this occurrence, of this celestial occurrence. But when a planet is not making any significant conversations, as this particular full moon is, what I find really interesting is that it tends to denote that the understanding really is all yours. It's actually been building for a while, and it's you that hasn't been ready in your spirit to fully acknowledge it. It's not so much that something is happening outside of you. It's not so much that some trigger is coming at you. And it's not so much that someone else is doing something that is saying to you that you have to make a choice. Actually, I think it's much more personal. It's much more about you finally looking at what you have not wanted to look at least one other person. And then the more significant question that arises is, what does this say about you? Because ultimately your attractions speak to you. It speaks to what you are bringing into your life based on what you've been putting out, what is acceptable to you based on what you believe that you deserve. Now, those of you who are in an alliance, I do think, and what by that I mean, I should say rather, let me start with those of you who are in a partnership, those of you who are in love or married or have a spouse. This particular full moon eclipse is going to bring you the opportunity to see this relationship in another perspective. And I think a very likely scenario is there are some true motives that have been taking place. A lot of things have been unsaid to you. You believe that they've been unsaid, but actually your partner's been saying them pretty clearly for a while now. And it's just that finally you get it. Finally something clicks and you say, oh, wow, oh, yeah. I can't believe I didn't acknowledge this before. This is who you are. Okay, this is what you really want. Now, depending on how sort of far off you've gone from that really honest and open sort of spiritual partnership is going to be as dramatically as you're brought back, okay? So do be open. Ultimately, this is about truth, and this is about you more than anything, acknowledging how you feel about the other person and decisions that they have been making. If you are in an alliance, well, the same holds true, except, of course, whatever realizations you have are not going to have as big consequences as if you were in a partnership. And those of you who are in an alliance are likely to find something within yourself shifting. And I do think that this point does represent an understanding of sort of who you are, but also where you end and the other person begins. And so the likelihood is maybe a little bit of whether it's codependency or whether it's a little bit of jealousy that may come up around this time. And it's not necessarily anything that the other person is doing, but it really is all about you and what you believe you deserve, how you value yourself, and that really is where your work is. That is where your healing is, because ultimately you can decide whether or not you are going to be jealous. Really, that's what it comes down to. You're going to decide if you believe that you are offering something that really nobody else has. If you believe that you're really special and that your love is valued by this other person, then the need to be jealous just goes away. And so if any emotions do get kicked up like that, then there is an understanding at the same time, and particularly because for all the technical reasons I explained, it does look like the likelihood is you are going to understand that it really is about you. And those of you who are not in an alliance right now, well, I do think this is going to be an equally powerful time, but it really is about you acknowledging to yourself. It's a personal process, and you saying to yourself, okay, why is it that I have been where I am where it comes to love? What have I had in the past? What can I now let go? And there's an element, a really powerful element actually, where I do see that some of you out there may experience sort of a shift in energy when you realize that you've been sort of attaching yourself to whether it's people, whether it's memories that really are not where your future is and really are not where love is going to be for you. And when you acknowledge that, you open the door for true love to find you, and you open the door to self-respect, knowing that you deserve to be deeply known and to be deeply respected, and also to experience that in another person as well. All in all, lots of activity happening. This month will be a standout month for you this year where it comes to love. Quick events are going to show you what you really believe, and from there, you will be making adjustments. You will be making choices. And my hope for you is that you choose to consciously move your life towards greater love and greater wisdom, which I believe that the universe truly is attempting to do for you in this situation. And in this very personal way, you are being opened to greater love than you've known before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.